So students, today we are going to start with chapter of grade 9 geography, that is physical features of India. So in this we will be discussing the theory of plate tectonics, formation of Himalayas, and then the different physiographic divisions of India we will discuss: northern plains, Himalayas, the coastal plains, the islands, the deserts, the plateau, the Deccan plateau. So all this we'll be discussing in a very detailed manner. So let's start with the introduction of the chapter. So India is a vast country with very large form. So we have diverse physical features in our country. If you see, on the one hand the plain area is there with the vast stretches of land, and on the other side you see the hilly areas, the mountain area with the rugged terrain, the uneven topography with mountains and valleys. And then after that, if you see, the variations are there in the rocks also. Like we find the hardest rock, that is the marble, and then we find the soft rock like the soapstone from which the talcum powder is obtained. And I have told you earlier also, in India all the physiographic divisions are found, like the mountains are also there, the plateaus are also there, desert, island, coastal plains, northern plains. So all the physiographic divisions are there in our country. So why these variations are there? So these variations are there due to the formation of rocks. So as I told you, different rocks are there. Somewhere very hard rock is there, and somewhere very soft rock is there. And similarly, if you see soil also, the variation is there in the soils also. Like in the northern plains, the lot of alluvial soil is there, and then on the west coast the laterite soil is there. In the Deccan part of Maharashtra we find the black soil, and on the east coast again the rich alluvial soil is found. So the variations are there in the soil also and in the rock formation also. So the number of processes such as weathering, erosion and deposition have created and modified the relief features of our country and has given it its present form. So number of processes like weathering. So the breaking down of rocks, weathering is the breaking down of rocks due to the exposure to the excess temperature, rainfall and heat. And then after that, you know, the erosion also, the process in which the earthen material is transported by the agents of water and wind. And then deposition occur in which the gradual forming of layer is done of the substances and the sediments. Now to explain the formation of physical features, we have to understand the theory of plate tectonics. So the theory of plate tectonics, according to the theory of plate tectonic, our earth is divided into different layers, that is crust, mantle and core. And inside the mantle there is a magma, and earth crust is divided into 7 major and minor plates. So the names of that major plates: African plate is there, Antarctic, then after that Eurasian plate, Indo-Australian plate, North America, Pacific and South American plates. So these are 7 major plates, and some minor plates are also there. So the earth crust is divided into these 7 major plates. Now these plates are continuously moving on this magma, on this hot liquid magma, semi-liquid floating on magma, and magma is in semi-molten state. So this leads to the process called folding, faulting and volcanic activity. So magma is in semi-molten state, so earth crust is not a single plate but divided into 7 major plates. So these plates keep on moving very slowly and floating over the magma. So these plates keep on floating and moving on the semi-liquid, that is magma. Now with this phenomena, how structures are formed, this we have to see. And due to the movements of plates, various changes occur, and there are 3 main plate movements which we have to discuss: convergent, divergent and transform boundary. So convergent plate movement happen when the 2 plates come together, means towards each other. So this leads to the process called folding, and folding is the process that causes a bend in the rock. So when convergent movement happen, the 2 plates come together, so this leads to folding, and this leads to the formation of mountains. In divergent plate movement, the convection currents which originate from the bottom due to the heat of the magma, so the convection current splits the earth crust apart. So the plates move away from each other. This leads to the process of faulting. Faulting means a crack in the earth crust resulting from the displacement of one side with regard to the other. So it will lead to, the faulting will lead to the formation of rift valleys. Now the valleys will be created. And then third one is our transform boundary, where motion is predominantly horizontal. So here the plates will move horizontally and earthquake and volcanoes will occur. So plate move horizontally and they can slide horizontally. The plates slide past each other, and this is called transform boundary. So we discussed the theory of plate tectonic. The three movements we have discussed, that is the divergent movement I told you. When two plates, they move away from each other, so they move away from each other, so this creates the rift valleys. When the earth crust is divided, okay, the earth crust is separated, at that time the divergent movement happens. Convergent movement, when the two plates, they come towards each other, so in this they can collide, the two plates can collide, they can crumble, the collision can be there, they can crumble, they can fall, or they may slide under each other. So due to this, the folding will happen and the formation of mountains. And the third is transform boundary, and now the plates, they move horizontally past each other and form the transform boundary, and due to this the volcanoes and earthquakes, they occur. So these movements had resulted in the formation and evolution of present landforms and features of India. So now we have to discuss the formation of Indian landmass, and in that we have to see the formation of Himalayas. Okay, so this is very important topic, formation of Himalayas, we need to understand. So here we need to understand the story of Pangaea, and we have told you earlier also, the plates, according to the theory of plate tectonic, the plates were floating on molten magma. So plates were moving in different directions. Okay, so now how the Indian landmass was formed, to understand this we have to understand the story of Pangaea, okay, and Panthalassa. So a million of years ago, we were having only one landmass, that is Pangaea. Only one single landmass was there, that's a supercontinent called Pangaea, and the oceanic part was known as, at that time, Panthalassa. So the Pangaea landmass was also floating on the molten magma, and the convection currents were also originating from the hot molten magma, and so this convection currents it subsided and it results in the formation of cracks. So the cracks developed. So now we have to understand the division of Pangaea. So one supercontinent was there at that time, landmass, that is Pangaea. Now the southern part of Pangaea was known as Gondwana land. Okay, the southern part, that is the southern hemisphere, you can say, of Pangaea was known as Gondwana land at that time, and the northern part was known as Angara land, and the Indo-Australian plate was the part of Gondwana land, that is the southern hemisphere, and the Eurasian plate was the part of Angara land, that is the northern hemisphere of the Pangaea. So I hope the things are clear till Pangaea. So one supercontinent was there, that is Pangaea, and like this, suppose this is the Pangaea. So here the southern hemisphere, you can say it was known as Gondwana land, and the northern hemisphere was known as Angara land. So this was one supercontinent, Pangaea. The southern hemisphere was Gondwana land and northern hemisphere was known as Angara land. And the Indo-Australian plate was the part of southern hemisphere, and the Eurasian plate was the part of the northern hemisphere. Now the Gondwana land included India. India was part of Gondwana land. Australia was also there. South Africa was also there. South America was also there, and Antarctica was also there as one single landmass. So it means India was part of Gondwana land, and Gondwana land was part of Pangaea. Okay, so this was Pangaea supercontinent. So now after this we have to understand why this single landmass of Gondwana, they can't stay together here, what happened. So due to the convectional currents only. So the convectional currents which originate, it split the crust into different pieces, so the plates started moving. So after the split, the major continents and plates were constructed. So after the split, plate started drifting in different directions. The Indo-Australian plate, it drifted in the north. Okay, after separating from Gondwana land, the Indo-Australian plate, it slowly drifted towards the Eurasian plate, which was there in the northern hemisphere. So now after drifting, the Indo-Australian plate, it collided with the Eurasian plate. So after the collision, when the collision happened, after that the formation of Himalayas was there. So now the convection currents, I have told you, the convection currents, the currents which originate in the fluids because the molten magma is there, and then the plates were floating on the magma only, so they were responsible for the formation of Himalayas. So mainly the convection currents were responsible for the formation of Himalayas. And India, as I have told you, was part of Gondwana land, and Gondwana land was a part of supercontinent Pangaea crores of years ago. And the convection currents, so the main culprit here, the main force responsible, convection currents of mantle fractured the Gondwana land. So this got fractured into number of pieces. So the Indo-Australian plate, I have told you, was the part of southern hemisphere of Pangaea. So the Indo-Australian plate, after getting separated from Gondwana land, it moved slowly towards the north, that is towards the northern hemisphere of the Pangaea supercontinent, and collided with the Eurasian plate, which was there in the northern hemisphere. So now the northern, after the collision, the northern edge of the Indo-Australian plate, which was part of Gondwana land, it pushed beneath the Eurasian plate, which was part of Angara land. So under the impact of collision, so when the collision happened between the two plates, so the Eurasian plate was more stable, and the Indo-Australian plate, it pushed beneath the Eurasian plate. So under the impact of the collision, the sedimentary rocks were there in the Tethys Sea. Of the enclosed ocean means here the Tethys Sea was there, and they were folded after the collision, they were folded to form the Himalayas. So this was the formation of Himalayas. Under the impact of the collision, the sedimentary rocks which were there in the Tethys Sea, after the collision they were folded to form Himalayas.